What's up, my Trinbago Vibe peeps? Carnival, the 2 days before Ash Wednesday, where I would normally be jumping up and down the road right here in San Fernando. But alas, my Trinbago Vibe peeps, there's no carnival this year. So on this episode, I decided to sit down with two band leaders of the biggest band in South. And by South, I mean San Fernando. And yeah, my t-shirt probably give it away. Trinbago Vibes, Calitran, Carnival. Let's go. So today I'm with the middle of the Calitran family, Miss Ayana Calitran Mahis.
Yes, it is.
Right. So Ayana, can you remember how it was like how Calitran Carnival started? Or I know it was Ivan Calitran before.
Well, actually, my parents, they came together and they decided to bring a band, right? And the name of it was Ivan Calitran Masqueraders Band. That existed for at least 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And within the last 11 years, we decided to just rebrand, not to get away from the Ivan Calitran, but to make it a complete unit, because now all the children are involved, the in-laws are involved, and a lot of our friends and families are involved. So that way it captures everybody, Calitran Carnival.
That's true. So growing up in the mass, because this is South Mass we are talking about.
Right.
How was it for you growing up from a child in the mass band?
Well, actually, I was very much involved in Kiddies Carnival.
Yeah.
So, from the first weekend in January right up until Carnival Sunday, my brother Andrew and I, we would have our competitions. Sometimes my parents may attend.
Yeah.
Because it depends on their hectic schedule, but we had a good supporter network with our cousins. So they would be with us, going to try on the pieces, add what needs to add. So they were there rearing us on, being our support and our backbone.
So how was it when it is the youngest one was born now? How that dynamics changed?
Oh well, he was King Carnival. Initially he didn't like Carnival.
Oh wow, really?
Yes. So actually his first costume was coconut vendor. And there was a spider on his stage and he took his fake cutlass and tried to chop the costume up. So he wasn't a fan of the carnival. But then gradually he grew to love it.
Yeah.
And he is one of the backbone behind Calitran Carnival, together with myself and my other brother and my parents.
Yeah.
Because they are still heavily involved in it.
That one I know, and this is one of the more authentic bands in Trinidad and Tobago. The nice thing about Calitran Carnival is the family atmosphere.
Yes, we have a very strong family atmosphere, and we encourage parents to bring their children to play mass in the band, to experience what it is, to play Kiddies Carnival, and then also to grow up with the band, and then you play the adult mass. Some of them leave, they go to Port Spain, but then they compare the experience, and some of them come back.
This is the first time, guys, you get in behind the scenes of what goes on in a carnival mass band. So what is the process involved in from the concept or the theme of the band to what you all design and then what you all say for the band's launch? Yeah.
Right. So we come up with different ideas. The core persons involved, right? Which are my parents, my two siblings, myself, my husband, and some of the in-laws, right? So everybody give their ideas. So it's kind of like the best idea wins, so to speak, and then from whatever is the topic or the theme is chosen, we build the sections based on it. So first we go with, okay, what's going to be the 7 sections for the band or the 8 sections, depending on the season. Sometimes we up the sections, sometimes we down the sections, right? And then we go into purchasing raw materials that would complement the theme. So we try to implement aspects of the theme in the costumes.
And how has the mass evolved over the past, as I say, a decade or 2 decades?
Right, okay, so initially everything was as we know, evolution with time.
Yeah.
So things change over a period of time. So what you would have produced in the past, which is a lot of the fabric and the feathers and all this sort of thing, the feathers are still there, but the construction of it has changed, so to speak. Now, again, change is always welcome, right?
Correct.
So what we have done in the band is that we have costumes catered for the younger ones, and we still have costumes catered for those mature persons.
Correct.
And also we have young people who are not so very open to the sexiness.
Yeah.
So we would assist them with, adding on extra stuff so they feel comfortable in their costume.
Correct.
So initially, the costumes, everything was made in the mask camp. Like everything was purchased locally, the wire bending, everything like that. So now, as we started to purchase our raw materials abroad, you get the modern stuff. So we purchase from some of the suppliers that the band in Port of Spain purchase. So sometimes, we go to the store, we meet them, it's like networking and stuff like that.
Sure.
And we have now made the costumes modern.
Correct.
But with still a little bit of Kalituran still in it, the old Kalituran. You understand? So it's a merging band, it's a merging culture. We try to cater for everyone.
So it's with the modern, but with the traditional aspects of
Correct.
what makes out mass. Well, Kalituran Carnival.
Correct, exactly.
Yeah. What challenges you think the band has faced?
A challenge that we had is to up the style. So I wouldn't say it was a challenge for us, but it was a personal challenge for us. Understand that, it gave us time to compete with ourselves. Are we able to do this? And I think all of us, the entire team, came together, and I think over the years we have grown and we have improved the standard of our costumes, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah, it is. And if you see Kalituran Carnival on the road, you can tell that because of Kalituran Carnival, every other band in South has stepped up their game.
Yes, and that's true.
Yeah. And I know you don't really have workers per se in the mass camp, but you have actually volunteers.
Yes, we do.
You can speak a little bit on those volunteers.
Right. So during the course of the season, we have our core volunteers, which is friends and family, right? Then we have the students who sometimes are involved in arts and craft, or they want to, just experience or try their skill.
Yeah.
So they come, they ask to be a part of the team for that particular year.
Correct.
So we show them what to do, and and they grow with us.
Alright, so you heard that, guys, and they're still giving back to people who in the arts and craft. Well, thank you, Ayana. And now I'm off to interview her brother, the youngest one in the set.
Right, it was a pleasure. Please be safe.
Of course, yeah, definitely. Alright, let me introduce to you all our brother from another mother. Aaron Kalituran, the youngest in the Kalituran family. Now, this guy and myself have been playing, I've been playing mass with him since 2002. Yeah, that's what.
Can I give it away my age here, boy?
Yeah. So, Aaron, I always wondered, what is like being the baby in the carnival, growing up in carnival, especially in South? Actually,
Carnival is love, you know?
It is.
Carnival is love. I mean, you say baby, you think about kiddies carnival, you think about Babes in Arms, playing mass. It's from then I started.
Yeah.
So from Babes in Arms to Junior to King of the Bands to Mass on the Road Monday and Tuesday was a staple.
Yeah, true. Now you talk about King, and I was with you when you played King of the Band. Remember that year?
Yes.
That was what the Congo. It was the Congo drums, the Congo drums dancer.
Yes.
How was it like to be up in the March Gras? So the March Gras is a French word translated to Great Sunday. It is the Carnival Sunday before actual Carnival Monday and Tuesday. For those of you who don't know, so there's a big show. Is that a show?
Yeah. That's actually what they call it. It's actually a show, a concert.
Yeah.
To say so. How I end up in this King of the Bands thing is Junior King of the Bands. I playing mass. And then one year I had this big costume for Junior King, and I actually competed in San Fernando.
Yeah.
As an adult king.
Yeah.
And because it didn't have an age restriction.
Yeah.
And with that Junior King costume, I ended up winning and being San Fernando King of the Bands with a Junior King costume. You know, the balance, the melee, the revelry of the stage. And you get that from children, that blissful innocence of revelry. And you know, that made me know that taste of success.
Correct.
That taste of success. I said, you know what, hey, mom, dad, I into this. I started with one of the great designers, Follett Eustace.
Yeah.
A big icon in the culture, and he designed for my mom when she did Queen of the Bands. And you know, we started with one costume and next, and we did Native Warrior, we did the Beats of the Congo, and it was different things. That's the costume we talking about, a nice green and gold and black costume.
Yeah. That was a nice run, you know.
That was a nice run, yeah. Going up to the Savannah every night.
Yeah, and guys, if you don't realize, like, you may not understand the background here, but we used to go the March Gras. That was Carnival Sunday. Compete, he would have compete. Then we'd have probably stick around till
the morning, then run down the road back south.
Yeah, because we had to wait for results. You know, if
You had to wait for results, exactly.
You're in the top 10. Once you reach the match, you're in the top 10.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
wherever you reach it, you know, it's something to achieve. You come down the road.
And then we just get a few hours sleep.
2 hours, 3 hours sleep.
Juve, and then the
Juve
mass,
morning.
and then we come back after Juve, come back organizing the trucks and them.
Yeah. Back then I did have staff and stuff to organize.
Yeah.
Back then the idea of or the dream of an all-inclusive costume or inclusive package was like, you know, we could do this with some friends and family. We could start with a 3-ton truck.
A 3-ton truck.
And we could build the scaffolding ourselves, and we could decorate it ourselves, and started that fun. And it was that was some nice days.
It was
Going
kitchens
on by
and
ice,
walking.
going on by ice,
Or
big
5
ice
o'clock in the
blocks.
morning.
Yeah. And there's a lot of I wouldn't use this word lightly, but loyalty.
Yeah.
Loyalty to the people around me. I mean yourself, because I remember to be exhausted and like, hey, come, we had to go.
Yeah.
We had to go. We had to get up and do the choco.
Think
we
things
had to
nice
walk
now.
down the street by SSL and take in a Juve band.
Of course.
I won't jump, you know.
I won't jump and then come back.
Yeah. Drink a cold Carib and then go back.
Yeah.
But that was some memories. That was some real.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I came out, and I wasn't sure I was playing Master yet. And I just ended up by you. Your mom put together this costume for me.
Yeah.
And then it was a cousin. And then we wake me up 4 o'clock in the morning and we go knocking by and open up a bar.
Yeah. We walked down on the corner of Harris and Keith Street.
Yeah.
Stonewall.
Stonewall.
Yeah.
Awesome, good times.
Waiting for the first DJ truck to back. Because we had to go Juve early.
Yeah.
We had to come back in time to sort out the trucks.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, being one of the band leaders in the band now, how has that impacted you in putting together everything for the band?
Very, very welcoming.
No.
Very welcoming. From moving from underneath your parents' shadow, from moving from just assisting back then, not just doing it for the fun of it. We still do it for the fun of it, have that fun, but you put some business structure in it.
Correct.
And you know, that's one of the things I like. I like to plan, I like to project plan, I like to set targets, I like to set performance indicators, and we have to meet this, and how are we going to meet it? And that is just the way I approach things, in a very systematic, analytical way, and I believe in measuring stuff. Measuring not just by dollars and cents, and we're not talking about about customer satisfaction, events, if we do events through the year, quality of costume, the revelry on the road, how pretty the trucks look, all those things now. So yeah, it really is actually a big teamwork within the Collection brand. From my siblings handling different things, and I take in a lot of, I won't say a lot, but a different direction in just the mass camp.
Correct.
That is a big part of it, and I would never take that away. But the average customer does not see that.
Correct.
You don't see how the Pringles is packed in the can. I just see. You're just looking at that red label and when you get that pop. So I more deal with customer satisfaction. I more look at that my end user, my stakeholders, and understanding what and how can I give them a better experience.
Correct. And you see, it's not all about the money here in South. It's love, as the man mentioned. And it's family and friends who keep this culture alive and tradition going.
Culture, exactly, because the selling point, your selling price is different. Your quality of costume has to be of a certain standard, because the digital age as we are. Everyone is always comparing and contrast. Compare the costumes, compare the feathers, compare the type of gems, compare many different things.
Correct. Well, what obstacles you think you have faced playing a bigger role in the mass band?
Now then I started to see the list, and so in any business, in any merger, in any business plan, there's always challenges. Right?
Yeah, correct.
So we know this. So we set that on the table. So challenges is one, the vision. So you have to understand where you want to go and what you want to achieve. And my vision may be different. So I created a committee. I created a committee of young professionals. Then we sat and we say, how can we give? How can we achieve? How can we deliver? How can we, have a greater momentum? And that is one of the things I started to do. So, and we formed a different brand. And actually in 2020, even just before COVID, we launched the brand something called Carnival, and it's more the project management, it's more the events, it's more customer feedback, it's more social media interaction, the Twitter, the Facebook, and all these things, Instagram, and that is where now we do a significant amount of charity work. And if it is you need us to manage your event, we'll come in and handle that for you. That corporate responsibility and that corporate image is where it is I wanted to go. And that is where I said, okay, Carnival Monday and Tuesdays referee, fine, I'm there, we are pulling that, we are on the road, I have my road team and we coordinate, know when to cross the judgment point, when the truck signal, when the noise, when there's cutie music, and we manage that. So then, I get my siblings now to handle the costume distribution, and that is where now you saw the difference. And then you have to know, okay, I need to step back on this, take my foot off the gas on this, and I need to channel my energy somewhere else. And when you get that, you create room. And when that room, now you create that level of creativity. So when I step back in one avenue, I allow my siblings now to bloom.
Correct.
I allow them to grow, just like how they allowed me to grow in that avenue, and that is one of the biggest achievements or biggest hurdles, biggest gaps to cross in my career and culture. Okay, stepping back from the king of the bands and saying, okay, I did it, I enjoyed it, but this is not where I want to see myself next 5 years. I want to see myself as an entrepreneur in the carnival in the carnival arena, and how can I give more and how can I add more value? And that's one of the things I wanted to do. Not just a revel, not just a masquerader.
So look out for that Carnival.
Yeah. It's
different. I'll link it below so you'll actually see the name, how different it is, and that's
the color Pantones, everything is different.
And that's actually a nice way to broaden the horizons and take it to the next level.
That's right. Yeah, keeping the key, but having that diversity and that inclusion, because the world is changing and you have to show different levels of respect to everyone.
Yeah, correct. And the nice thing on my part is, because I've been with you for a while, I've actually seen this progression, and it's an amazing journey. But it brings me back to 2021.
2021, tell me.
No carnival in Trinidad this year.
2021,
how was that? When it is, the government announced that, how has that impacted you?
I have a master plan. I living in my bubble, my denial, we on lockdown. And I see this thing is going to pass, and I follow the protocols, I follow the guidelines. The first wave that was in March, April. Everybody's inside, we're doing this thing. But I still dealing with my foreign suppliers. I still saying, okay, pencil it in. I'll be coming up to New York in the event. Pencil it in. We may do a shipment. Okay, let's use Zoom. Let's source materials. Let's talk to my local designers that work with us. And we say, okay, let's go with this color code. Let's go with this. And then when we realize this started to prolong. We say, okay, next strategy. Okay, we're still coming on the road, but we're doing a different avenue with the costumes. And then before the government announced it, I said, I'm not seeing this thing happening. I don't think it's safe. Right. I totally agree with it. I totally agree with the decision. And we miss it. I am not saying it is something that I wanted to happen, because one, it's culture, and it's the whole revelry, and it's within our blood, and it's our veins. Correct. But on the next side, I didn't want it to happen because COVID has taken so many lives,
It has.
So in that aspect, I stand by the decisions, I stand by the lockdowns, and I miss it.
Well, bro, thanks again for.
No, thank you. And I thank all the viewers for supporting this channel, and I thank them for supporting the dynamic work this gentleman is doing, because Trinidad has a lot to offer, not just carnival, the culinary arts, the resorts, the natural landmarks. We have so much things going on for us, and as a person like yourself who travel, we see how much these tours are worth, and how much the simple stone on the ground, and everybody will line up for hours to go and
take
see.
the selfies and
take the selfie, and with the selfie stick and go and put a lock on a wire fence in Paris, So Trinidad has a lot to offer, and not discrediting all those things. Those things are beautiful. But Trinidad has a lot to offer. I think once you follow this channel, you'll be able to capture it.
Correct. And if you want to follow more on Carnation Carnival, I will leave all that information in the description below.
Nice.
So you can have links, everything.
Okay, great.
So that's how we roll.
Yeah.
Bro.